Yo, what's going on? It's Zach driving you guys a brand new video, and today we have another dev talk you can see right here on the screen from Treyarch. This one's for multiplayer. Yesterday was zombies, today's is multiplayer. You can see all of these right here, and unlike yesterday, actually, I have not listened to this already. I don't know what it's about, so this will be my genuine reaction. It will be what's actually happening, and also welcome back to number 294 of 500 posts straight in a row, making it happen. Consider subscribing if you guys are new around here. Let's jump into it real quick. I gotta say, I got this drink right here. I'm straight off from the gym, so if you see me sipping on something, it's my protein shake. Don't worry about it. Let's get into it. Let's listen to it. First reactions. This is what you can read when you pull up the tweet, obviously. ADS dexterity changes, aim assist adjustments, lighter footsteps, new slide tuning, perk distribution, new perk combinations, faster milling speeds, and more. And then I also saw, look at this long chain they have in the comments, so we'll read that as well. All right, enough yet. Let's get into it. Let's break it down.
Hey everyone, Matt Schrantz, design director at Treyarch, back again to talk about some updates for multiplayer in Black Ops 7. Okay, so the first topic I want to touch on is the whole aim down sights, ADS, while sliding, diving, wall jumping topic. So in the beta, that did require you to take the dexterity perk. The team looked at all of our options and ultimately landed on providing the most fluid experience by default, which does mean we've reintroduced the ability to aim down sights while sliding, diving, and wall jumping by default.
I like
that. You do not need to take the dexterity perk. Dexterity will still speed up those interactions, sprint to fire, slide to fire, but you will not.
That was my next question. I was going to say, what is dexterity going to do now if they're making all those things default? But he answered it right there. So that's a very good change in my opinion. If you played the beta, you know it was so annoying not being able to do that. But then again, I feel like it gave the uniqueness of the game because now it's going to feel the exact same as BO6 in that sense, and you know, the ADS while sliding type deal is what I'm talking about. I think it's a good change though, so I don't necessarily have a huge problem with it. It's just I'm playing devil's advocate on this one right here, trying to point out what the naysayers might say about it. I guess
dexterity perk
I
to
personally
ADS
don't have a problem with
while
that.
doing those actions. Okay, next one I want to touch on is just to reconfirm a topic.
This is also something else. I feel like a lot of people had issues with this in the beta. I didn't. I don't know.
Touched on in our last dev update about footstep volume. We have slightly increased the volume of our footsteps in multiplayer. We're very happy with where they're
honestly
at, where
don't
it's
like
going
that.
to incentivize
I think it
more
should have
stealth
stayed the
play
same
styles without over-indexing on the need for the ninja perk. Okay, next I want to touch on where we've landed with our slide tuning coming out of the beta for launch. Alongside that dexterity change and the ADS change, we have slowed down the slide speed a bit and we've reduced the distance a bit, but I promise you it still feels great, it still feels fluid, but we want to make sure that that's not the only way you can enter in an engagement.
Okay, so I don't hate that change. Sliding, I mean, it's not bad. I didn't necessarily have a problem with it myself playing. I didn't recognize anything wrong with it. I think it's just gonna feel the exact same. Might even feel kind of more 2019-ish, not, you know, just what's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking now. Not a slide canceling necessarily, but the length of the slide might be the same. I wish they would have showed a comparison of like the old slide length and distance come to the new slide length and distance. So I have to wait for the game to come out and find that one. Mantle speed. This is something I do have a problem with. You mantled so slow, and they made it faster, but then again, that kind of makes the game better in a way. It makes you think tactically about mantling instead of just insta mantle, insta gunfight, how it was in BO6.
Okay, another movement
I think this might be a bad change.
Our mantles. So we saw the feedback.
Yeah, it's nice to fluidly move up. It feels fluid.
Slow, so the team is going through every single mantle in the game to make sure that we have a consistent speed.
When it feels fluid, it's nice, but
fast and fluid. The next
I don't think the gun should come out right away. That's my take on it.
Perks and our perk distribution.
Okay, this is probably a good thing right here.
We made some changes ahead of beta coming out of our blog. A lot of you had a lot of feedback on that, which we appreciate. But the big changes that we're going to focus on here for launch are: one, we want to make sure that we are incentivizing and allowing for varied play styles. Two, we saw a lot of feedback on how stacked slot 1 was.
Don't have to be stuck to certain perks and certain slots, that I think he's about to get into right now. Let me just shut up and listen.
That I think you're going to be happy with. And then 3, there were some kind of niche underutilized perks. So we've actually made some combinations of perks to make those chunky decisions and choices. Okay, let's get into the details.
Oh, they're actually going to show us. Awesome.
We've actually moved Tech Mask to slot 2 from slot 1. That's going to allow for classes like Flak Jacket, Tech Mask, and Guardian for a very strong support.
I like that you can use Tech Mask and Flak Jacket at the same time. I think that's good.
From slot 3,
I'm not worried about Tag Sprinter.
Slot 3
I don't see myself
from slot
using
2.
Looper.
And that's going to let you loop your score streaks.
I'll use it for when I'm grinding multiplayer.
Slot 3 from slot 1. and that's going to
Not for
allow
comp.
for full stealth classes like Ghost, Ninja, and Cold-Blooded, with a wild
I
card,
think
of
these are good
course.
changes.
Scavenger is going back.
I think the changes they made, it puts it sort of back to pretty much every other game's perk system, where you have just a couple of, I mean, you can see right here on this one, for example, there's 3 red, 3 blue, and 2 green perks. So you have a couple of each section.
to slot 2
I don't
from
hate it.
slot 1. And then we'll start getting into the combinations of those underutilized perks that I touched on. So first up, Shadow, which allows you to move by traps without setting them off, has been added to Engineer. So
Yeah, I
that's
forgot
gonna
about that. If you watched any of my videos during the beta, when we did the He Picks I Play, I think it was episode number 1, my friend actually was like, what's Shadow? And we read it, and we're like, isn't that the same thing as like Engineer and Cold-Blooded? So we were confused, so I'm glad they actually combined some of
be a
these
fun
perks
perk
and
where
made
you
them
can actually see
just
enemy
one.
equipment through the
That way
world,
it actually makes
and then
sense.
also approach it and not set those traps off. Vendetta, which allows you to see the location of your previous killer, has been added to Assassin. So if
think
you
that's a
really
good
want to
change.
target a single player on the enemy team,
I think it
this
makes
is going to be your
these
perk.
perks more
So
valid
for our
because
melee
people aren't
players,
using
we've
these
actually
perks
added Bruiser,
as their
which gives you
primaries
increased
anyways.
health regen
So I
and
think
score for
it's
melee
good that they're
kills to
combining them
close shave.
because it
So
actually
if you
might
want
make
to
it a
go
valid
all
choice
in on
now
that
if you
melee
do want to use it.
playstyle, this is going to be the perk for you. Hunter's Instinct, which gives you intel on a nearby enemy after a kill, has been added to Tracker. So that's all about tracking your enemy locations. And then
Yeah.
one that I'm super
I mean,
excited
I feel like
about.
it should have been that way anyways, right? Because that's the whole point of tracking. You track the footsteps, and you can track them down. Maybe I'm
We've
tweaking.
actually added Quartermaster, which
I think they tried
recharges
to
your
split the
equipment
perks up.
to Gearhead, and that
They took
has
one
moved to
perk and
slot
just tried
1.
to
And if
split
you're
it
all
into
about the
2 a couple
gadgets, if
different
you're all
times,
about
and
the
now they're
field
just
upgrades and the
reverting it
equipment,
back
this is
and
going to be the
making them
perk for
one.
you. So with all of these changes to our perks, the team is very excited.
Hold on.
We think
I
you'll
gotta
be
see what he
very
said about
Quartermaster,
that.
which
Gearhead, 2 field upgrade charges, booby track, care packages, recharge equipment over time, combat specialist strategies.
recharges your nearby enemy after a kill, has been added to Tracker. So that's all about
That's
tracking your
Tracker.
enemy locations. And then one that I'm super excited about, we've actually added Quartermaster, which recharges your
Quartermaster,
equipment
okay,
to
Quartermaster
Gearhead.
and
You'll be
Gearhead,
very all
okay.
of these changes
I
to our
just
perks.
missed what he
the
said
team is very
before. I had to
excited.
go back and
We
listen.
think you'll be very excited. And of course, we're very much looking forward to your feedback. Okay, next up, I want to touch on what we're doing with aim assist in Black Ops 7.
I know
first off,
M&K
we're looking very
players were
closely at the
bitching
data,
about it.
and the data says that controller players are winning slightly more in close range engagements, and then keyboard and mouse players are winning slightly more in those long range engagements.
Makes sense.
So what we're going to do here is to try to close that gap. Take a very close look at the strength of aim assist across all of those ranges. And then additionally, we are looking at rotational aim assist and the requirement for your right aim stick to be moving in the direction of your target. We'll have more concrete details to share soon. That's my time for today. Of course, we have more details coming on maps, modes, weapons, and progression as we head into...
You don't say. I know we have the classic prestige system again. I loved that being back in BO6. Loved it. I grinded for Prestige Master, so I love that. But also perks. Did he say perks? No, he said maps, weapons, that kind of stuff.
We have more details coming on maps, modes, weapons, and progression.
Maps, modes, weapons, and progression. Okay. I think they actually put a tweet out. We might be able to find it real quick about the modes that'll be available on release, or maybe it was a Intel account that I saw say it. No, it's the haunting. It's BO6. I'm not. Maybe they didn't. I think they might have though, or again, it could have been just a info account that I saw it on. But
Player in Black Ops
modes,
7.
I enjoy it, and they have Overload. Overload is a new mode that they had. I really enjoy it. It's pretty much capture the flag, except there's 2 zones. I don't hate it. I was a big fan of Uplink in Black Ops 3 and the jetpack odd. Loved it. So I'm a big fan of Overload personally. Let's see what they broke it down in the comments a little bit more. ADS while sliding dieting. Okay, so I think did they just they basically just said what they did. Here's a good one right here, talking about the perk slots. If you want a quick summary from when we just watched in that video, and then all the ones that they combined right there. Awesome. And what is this right here? Aim assist changes. All right, this was the last question. We didn't necessarily break it down on its own. Carry forward to BO7? No, I don't want carry forward. No, let's keep these skins in BO6. Nah, no thank you. I personally don't have a huge opinion on it. If you do carry forward, all right, cool. Just don't make the skins completely ridiculous like that. I could accept that. But the Beavis and Butthead, those are just, I don't know why. Those are just the worst ones in my opinion. I know everyone uses that example, and I'm going to as well. It just was the worst. Teams focus on aim assist strength across all ranges, as well as rotational aim assist and the requirement for the right aim stick to be moving in the direction of the target on the controller. More details come. So to me, what I'm getting from this is that your mouse and keyboard players can't keep up close range because they're choosing to play on mouse and key, which does not have aim assist, because with your mouse you can rotate full. You can do this. You can go a full degree, right? You can go 180 each way. On a controller, I got my controller right here. I cannot go 180 because if I want to go 180, I have to hold it, and in a game I'll go like this. Whereas on mouse and key, I just go like this, and in game, that happens instantly. It's not possible to go from left to right without going back, because if I'm going left and I try to go right, I can't go back to the right unless I hit the center and then go right, and it has those inputs, it has that delay. It's a pretty simple concept. That's why aim assist exists. I didn't think aim assist was strong when I played. Maybe I'm used to it because I've played every COD and I'm probably just used to Call of Duty aim assist. And I've been playing Apex, which has very strong aim assist, even though they nerfed it. So maybe I'm just used to it. Maybe that's just on me and I haven't noticed. I know that a lot of the mouse and keyboard people were complaining, mainly Shroud, but he complains about COD anyways. So it's like you're going in with a negative mindset anyways. I didn't see a problem with it. I also only play on controller on COD. So don't come after me if you play on keyboard and mouse and it is bad. I'm not saying that you need to quit whining about it. I'm just saying I know people were whining about it. And I, as a controller player, didn't see a huge issue. Well, of course you didn't see the issue. You're the one on controller. No doubt, buddy. I'm just saying. So I don't know. I don't think it's bad changes. I just feel like they're going to make the changes and then mouse and key will be too good, because then the controller won't have the advantage over the close range gunfights. Because if you break my camera and you go right in front of me, my controller physically cannot stay with you. Like you'll I just thought about that situation. It'll be so busted for keyboard and mouse players. I wish I could hop in game and show you all right now. I don't have it booted up, because if you break my camera, right, you pass by me, okay, I have to go from looking. Let's just say I'm like looking like this to see you, and then I have to move all the way around. And if aim assist doesn't help at all, because you have to be looking in the direction, right? Moving in the direction. Even the pros, okay, who have some of the fastest reaction time on the game, they're gonna have to be moving, and the aim assist isn't gonna kick in until they move. The player's gonna be completely off your screen. So basically, if you just get a timing on somebody, jump past them, I don't think you lose the gunfight if they make the changes how I'm imagining in my head, how they just talked about making them. And again, for mouse and key, that's insane, because the whole time I'm going by, I just do this and I'm still on your dome. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it too deep. Let me know what you guys think down below. I don't think there necessarily needs changes. If they make small changes, I mean, cool. It's not gonna make or break the game. But if they make huge changes like that, where you have to be moving in that direction, to me, it sounds like overall it'll be worse, but it'll be better when you are looking in that direction. And then, of course, people are just gonna complain about that. Blah blah blah. Moving on from aim assist, now that we have discussed aim assist, all the other changes I love. Dexterity being default and being able to ADS and everything while sliding, jumping, wall running. Love that. You guys know. I was just talking about that at the very beginning of this video. Love that. Aim assist adjustments, we just talked about that. Ladder footsteps. Again, I don't have a huge opinion. Slide tuning. I just wish we got to see the old and the new compared. That's it. I guess we'll have to wait to see. I don't think it'll be a big issue at all. I think it'll be just fine. Still perfect with the Omni movement. This guy
will still
I don't remember his name at the moment. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't know it. But he has been doing great things ever since he has been leading the charge on BO7. He's been doing great. I want to find his name, because he truly has been doing the Lord's work with this. Okay, I do follow him. I had to find it right there. I just found it from Octane's tweet. Matt Scruntz. He's doing great work. Keep it up, buddy. I'm loving it. Black Ops 7. I'm going to stick to my guns here. It will be the best COD we have seen in years, hands down, easily. There's not really any competition, but it could potentially be one of the best CODs ever if they keep listening to the community. Which, hey, Shout out Battlefield 6 for making Activision loosen their grip on all the executives at Treyarch and letting them actually do their thing and return to the three arch that we all know and love, making good maps, making good games. Love it. That's all I got for today. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thanks for listening to my thoughts on the multiplayer dev talk. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you guys shout this. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Love y'all. Peace.